The last surviving member of the legendary Few, the elite pilots who defended Britain during the Battle of Britain in 1940, has passed away. John Paddy Hemingway, a distinguished Royal Air Force fighter pilot, died at the age of 105 in a Dublin care home. His death marks the conclusion of a remarkable chapter in history, as he was the final surviving veteran of the courageous airmen who turned the tide of the Second World War. His son, Brian Hemingway, shared that his father remained in high spirits until his final moments, never seeking recognition for his service. To him, the true heroes were those who never returned from battle. Brian reflected on his father's humility, noting that he always downplayed his achievements and simply saw himself as someone doing his duty. While his passing brings sadness, it also serves as an opportunity to celebrate an extraordinary life dedicated to courage and sacrifice. John Hemingway, who retired as a group captain in 1974, fought throughout the entire duration of World War II. His remarkable survival was marked by numerous close calls, including being shot down 4 times, enduring a plane crash, and narrowly escaping death when his parachute malfunctioned, only to be saved by a tree. His service in the war began immediately, as he was among the first pilots to be sent into action when Britain entered the conflict in September 1939. He was dispatched to France within a week, witnessing his squadron suffer heavy losses even before the Battle of Britain officially began. As the summer of 1940 unfolded, Britain faced relentless aerial assaults. Alongside his comrades, Hemingway fought tirelessly to defend the country against waves of enemy attacks. Despite exhaustion and the constant threat of death, he continued to fly mission after mission. By the end of the Battle of Britain, he was only 21 years old, yet he had already witnessed the loss of countless friends and fellow pilots. Unlike many who were either killed, gravely injured, or reassigned to other duties, Hemingway remained at the forefront of the battle, always volunteering for dangerous missions. One of his most harrowing experiences came near the war's conclusion in April 1945 when he was shot down over Italy. Determined to survive, he managed to evade capture by disguising himself as a local peasant. With the help of a brave 10-year-old Italian girl, he successfully navigated through enemy lines, eventually finding his way back to safety. His resilience and resourcefulness in the face of adversity were a testament to the indomitable spirit that defined the pilots of his generation. Throughout the war, Hemingway flew both the Hawker Hurricane and the Supermarine Spitfire, 2 of Britain's most iconic fighter planes. He never took sides in the long-standing debate over which aircraft was superior, instead recognizing the unique strengths of each. He regarded the Hurricane as a reliable and stable workhorse, while he admired the Spitfire for its speed and agility, though he acknowledged that it required careful handling, particularly during landing. His combat philosophy was straightforward: engage the enemy, fire as many shots as possible, and avoid unnecessary risks. He believed in efficiency and precision, focusing on disrupting enemy formations rather than confirming individual kills. With his passing, tributes from around the world have begun to pour in. His death evokes memories of a similar national moment of reflection following the passing of Harry Patch, the last British soldier to have fought in the trenches of World War I. These moments serve as significant milestones in history, offering an opportunity to pause, remember, and honor those who sacrificed so much. To his family, Hemingway was more than a war hero. He was a devoted father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. Despite his remarkable experiences, he never sought the limelight and often expressed surprise when people took an interest in his story. He had no desire for a traditional funeral, reflecting his practical and humble nature. However, his legacy will be honored in other ways. The Kent Battle of Britain Museum is preparing to unveil a life-size statue of him, depicted in action and gazing towards the sky, a fitting tribute to a man who spent much of his life in the air. A memorial service will also be held in his honor, providing an opportunity to acknowledge not just Hemingway but all the airmen who took part in the Battle of Britain. Of the 2,927 pilots who received the Battle of Britain clasp, nearly 700 came from Commonwealth and Allied nations, highlighting the international effort that contributed to Britain's defense. As the 80th anniversary of victory in Europe, V-Day approaches, it is worth remembering that the success of the war effort would not have been possible without the courage of those who fought in the skies 5 years earlier. One by one, the veterans of the conflict have passed on, leaving Hemingway as the final representative of the few whom Winston Churchill so famously praised. Churchill's words, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few," resonated deeply with the nation, though Hemingway himself remained modest about his role. When asked about his service, he would often brush off the admiration, simply stating that he had been doing the job. Despite his humility, he acknowledged that Churchill's tribute carried great significance. In his later years, as he reflected on the loss of his comrades, he admitted that knowing such words were spoken about them brought a sense of comfort. For Hemingway, the bond he shared with his fellow pilots was unbreakable, even in death. His dedication to his duty extended far beyond his active service. In 2019, a team of aviation historians recovered the wreckage of the Hurricane he had bailed out of during the Battle of Britain in August 1940. Remarkably, the aircraft's Browning machine guns were still intact and functional, requiring decommissioning upon discovery. The control column remained unbroken, and the gun button was still set to fire, a poignant reminder of a pilot who never hesitated to defend his country. As the world bids farewell to John Hemingway, his story serves as a reminder of the extraordinary bravery, resilience, and sacrifice of the men who fought to protect freedom. While he may have regarded himself as just another pilot, history will remember him as a symbol of an era defined by courage and duty. His name will be forever etched alongside those of his fallen comrades, ensuring that future generations never forget the price of victory. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.